All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is February 1st of 2023. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Akritz.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. And the month has just started, but oh my gosh, we saved up some news from last month, and we're dropping it all today.
Yeah, well, I mean, we actually had some news last week. I can't say that it wasn't like a complete failure, but I felt like we didn't really had like all that powerful stuff. Plus, I know that if we waited a little bit longer, we're gonna have the beginning of February's news dump going all around us and everything. And we actually got a lot of news today. So
Yeah,
we're gonna be
I
here.
feel like it definitely worked out.
If we're here for another 2 hours, that's fine. You guys love listening to us anyway. So I mean, Chris is always prepared to talk for 2 hours with no breaks, no waters, nothing else. So you both sent a joke through my heart. Hey, Mr. Hamter here with the Valentines jokes, if I can say the word correctly. Anyway. Love you too, brother. We're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. And don't forget, we are part of the Professor Network. Check us out, professornetwork.com/purifiedpodcast. Wonderful people to work with every single day. They have a wonderful cast of members in their own podcast, so make sure you check them out. PokemonProfessor.com. So, that out of the way. Chris, well, I guess we have, 2 weeks now? Oh, brother, it's been a while since we talked.
Oof.
But we have some awesome stories to talk about. So let's get right into it. I mean, we have some really, really cool things that I think we both got. And Chris has some incredible luck in the last few days.
Really?
Well, I mean, what we did the other week, the other Wednesday.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
So I guess you can start with some shinies and hundos, PvPs, extra large, extra small, Kelklians, and everything else in between.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the extra large and extra small. I'm not gonna lie. I do really like those. I don't remember if we talked about Larvitar Community Day last week. I feel like we did.
We probably did. Let me check real quick the notes from last week.
I want to say we did, but I might be wrong. Like looking at the date.
I think we did because I actually remember saying that I got like 16 shinies of those. And even that was the case,
Yeah.
we did, so.
Yeah, that sounds right. I did get a new shiny.
Ooh.
One that I've been hunting for a while.
Oh.
Illumise.
Okay.
I did not have a shiny Illumise.
Yeah.
It was hiding from me, man.
I mean, a lot of the regionals. I mean, I still don't have a Corsola, so it's like.
Yeah.
We
I
live
know
in-
a lot of people want that shiny when we go to Vegas.
Oh god.
And I'm like, I wish I had it too, buddy.
I guess we should probably do like a good hunting in the waters for the next few weeks, just to make sure that we can at least find a shiny or two.
Yeah, try to get something for the people so we can get something nice.
It's for for the people, to the people,
Yeah, I'll save the best for last for my story. But I caught, I guess some of the more notable extra large I caught were Makuhita and Mareep that were both shadows. So I wanted to keep them because I thought that was kind of neat. You're not scared until you see a giant shadow Hariyama pop up on the screen.
Oh yeah, right. Just like wabba.
I don't know why I'm keeping some of them. Like I have two Poochyena. I'm probably gonna like delete a bunch of them and only keep the ones that are PvP viable.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to keep them all.
I mean, do you really need more storage or not?
Dude, let's just say I will be ready for Vegas.
Good.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Good. And I gotta see you transfer every Pokemon you catch over there, right?
Oh my gosh, I'll have at least 300 spaces, probably more, because I love Hoenn. But I'm gonna tell this story in a way that kind of leads up to what I got. Right after raid hour, Pure Letter and I stopped at Five Guys because I like to do Five Guys on one of my days off as kind of like a reward for working hard the whole week.
And if anybody
And
doesn't know the context of Five Guys is a restaurant, not the actual you know what. So
yeah, we stopped with Five Guys. Uh, Five Guys is known for their fantastic burgers. If you don't like Five Guys burgers as much as us, to each their own. But yeah, we sat down and we're eating, and he's like, "Hey, don't you have to do your lucky trades for hitting level 49?" And I was like, "Yeah, I still have about 20 to go." And Pure Letter's like, "Well, why don't we just do them now?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, we can try." And you got to remember, this was right after the event for boosted lucky trades was happening. Right after.
yeah.
So it was like, oh my gosh, we should have done those earlier.
Well, for one a little like light little side note to that, it was during raid hour, so it was Tapu Koko's raid hour. We didn't get any shinies during time, so that's actually like the missable while everybody else was getting shinies. But we also wanted to do a tray for a Reggie Rock that he wanted for his fraction battles, and I just I'm looking for the hundos for Kyogre and Groudon, so I was like, just try me one and I'll be fine. Guess what it was?
Lucky.
It was like the most random trade in the world, and it became lucky. So we're like, are there booster or something? Like, what happened after this event? Like the event, like during the event, I didn't get any lucky friends. Probably one.
Yeah, we were both talking about like, oh my gosh, that lucky trade event and like hitting lucky friends. I don't think I got a single lucky friend during that whole event.
I only have
and
one.
I was opening gifts like almost every day.
Yeah, I was opening gifts for everybody. So it was kind of interesting how through that and now it was just like, was it just booster or something? I don't know. But anyways, continue on.
Yeah, so we started trading, and we were hitting lucky friends like, or lucky trades like crazy. There was twice that we traded 3 Pokemon, and like, don't get me wrong, we were trading some pretty old Pokemon, but there were 2 separate times that we got 3 lucky trades in a row.
Mm-hmm. I think there was one where we have 4 of them in a row too.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right, actually.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And I was very surprised. But yeah, I ended up getting right to the last lucky trade. We were trading some cool things, and then for the one of the last trades, we decided hey, what if we hit Lucky Riolu for the last trade? I know he really wants the hundo so he can get the mega, and I obviously have no problem with that. So we both traded. This is our last Railu, so our last chance until we hatch some more, and it went lucky. He's covering up his phone like, oh my gosh, I can't handle it. Me, I just have it out in the open. I look at the CP, I'm like, dude, that's a hundo. He's like, no. I'm like, dude, look at it. And Pure Letter was so nice to give me the hundo Lucky Riolu for my last lucky trade for level 49. His sadly wasn't as good, but I told him I'm going to be hatching some to try and give him his, because he does deserve one.
Oh man, I'm a generous god, that's for sure. It's like
very generous.
Jesus. I mean, it's not uncommon for one person to get all the luck in the end of the day. So it would have been cool if both of them were actually lucky Shia Hondos or something like that.
Dude.
But it would have just been an insane, regardless of things. Riolu being one of the rare shinies out there, it doesn't spawn that much. It doesn't even spawn at all. Actually, it's only in eggs. You can only get it through regular 10Ks and Adventure Stick anyways. But regardless of that, be able to hit lucky, become hundo, and being the last possible lucky you needed for level 49, it literally just you could not get a better story out of that. So
it's definitely going to be a Pokemon that holds a special part of my collection.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we have a lot of those from there and now. So it is what it is. But hey, congratulations, hitting level 49. Now you're just looking to do a couple extra things here and there, maybe get the experience that you can.
I need a lot of experience for level 50.
Well, if I go to my French list, and let's see where Pokemon Trigger Place is, All right, so you're in the 9 mil out of 30 mil. So I mean, you're over halfway or over the quarter done. So that's pretty good at least. Gotta start hitting all those lucky, extra. Sorry, excellent throws every single time.
Oh,
So,
every day, boy.
yeah, every day. So yeah, my guy here is on his way to level 50 after what, over a year now. It's like it's been a while, hasn't it?
Dude, I forget which level it was,
2 years,
but
I think.
the worst one was the shadow quest. I hated that one, purifying all the shadows.
Oh yeah. Well, I keep keeping the ones that I
think
need
it was
for
that.
just like a mass purify session one day.
Yeah, when they got the quest going on for that.
Yeah, which we actually have some of it right now, so that's interesting too.
Oh, that was a tie-in on purpose. Yeah.
Right, sure. So yes, you got a hundo, so that's very good. You got shinies too, so I mean you
Yeah, just the one,
just the
but
one.
I'm happy to hear about your mountain.
All right, so we're gonna start with a 4-star because I think I've been kind of like dry on 4 stars after community day. I did get the Tyranitar, of course, community day, and
Ooh.
then random Sudowoodo just decided to be a hundo from a research. So I got
Wow.
that too. So I've been just getting like interesting hundos in the here and there in the end of the day. Not that I need them, but it's always good to have them regardless. As for shinies, I did actually get 2 shinies. Yeah, that's about it. Because I did talk about the random. Actually, I may have not talked
Those
about.
are some good shinies to get though.
That's true. That's true. I did get a shiny magic card from. When did I get this magic card? Was it through the lucky event? I think it was through the lucky or the lucky event thing. The New
Oh,
Year's.
didn't you say you go plus it?
Not the magic card. The magic card actually I was able to catch regardless because this was after community day anyways. Yeah. And then I get 2 PGs. So shout out to
the Pidgey was go plus. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the PG just been getting Gold Plus every single time. Like, I don't know, just every time I open the game, there's a shiny PG. I did actually encounter a shiny Swablu, so that's actually okay. Tray bait for anybody who has not played Community today, I guess. I finally, last raid of the morning before 10 o'clock hit, finally get a damn shiny Tapu Koko.
I'm still waiting.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna keep waiting.
You're gonna keep waiting until the next rotation. And then just recently, I actually got a shiny Registeel from a random invite. So
Yeah, I've been rating him a little bit. I don't know why.
he's good in PvP.
He is.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say he is the best Reggie for PvP out of all of them.
now, of course, we are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves because saying that we have some shinies from an event that we never even talked about. But you can't really go out and say that we did get a shiny or not, depending on how it was. If not, I would have waited until next, until later on to tell you my calls. But again, we have a lot to talk about, so story-wise and things like that. Congratulations again, Chris. It's been
Thanks to you.
a little crazy, and we have interesting things also part of the game and how the game has been kind of running a little bit weirdly in the last few updates. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But for today's research topics, we do have the very first event actually the last event of month of January and the first half of, not even the first half, like the first week. Yeah, the first week of February here, the Crackling Voltage event, which Shiny Helotile and Shiny Tapu Koko bring in the thunder in the Crackling Voltage event, and then also a Tinko Rocket activity have been detected. So, when does this started? Well, this started on January 27th, Friday, January 27th, 10 a.m. to Sunday, February 5th, at almost close to midnight, actually, when it comes down to it. It's an interesting timeline because it actually ends like before February 6th. So that's actually kind of weird when it came down to it. However, the first half of the event will start with actually the entire event. So this is actually a 2-week event, right?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's as long as it is.
Yeah. I guess they really didn't have that much content.
Longer than a week. Is that 2 weeks? Maybe.
Let's see. If we count the 27 on last month, until the 5th. So that's until Sunday. So that's a week and a half. So that's not bad, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take it.
The wild spawns, of course, will have Ekans, Magnemite, Grimer, Electrike, Stunky, Blizzle, Ferrocy, Heliotile, and Gravin. Gravin, right? Yeah.
Love
And
Grubbin,
some
yeah.
trainers can also encounter a Beldum and a Dedenne, which Dedenne is a brand new shiny that's been released previously thanks to the events. But then Helioptile being the brand new shiny that everybody wants to get because, it's a brand new shiny. It's sunburn for some reason. But some of the interesting spawns like Ekans and Grimer, why would they be part of an electric event? It's like...
So, I know like Ekans and Grimer are associated with like power plants. I never played, or at least I don't
Right.
remember Stunky being in the power plant in Gen 4. So I might be crazy there, but
Probably in
I'm
the
pretty
sewers.
sure
You're probably more in the sewers, electric sewers or something.
maybe. But I think that was the tie-in they were going for. It is kind of weird seeing so many poison types. But I think that's just Pokemon's theming of, oh, humans make electricity, bad pollution,
Well, there's also a lot of electric types that technically we don't have that many to make a pool. So, I mean, we have
That's
enough,
fair.
but some of them are really rare. So, it really depends on how you look at it at the end of the day. At the same time, raids will have 1-star raids. Alola, Grimer, Shinx, Bronson, Clink, and Heliotite. I have not seen a Clink in the entire time. Benamoth, Galarian, Weezing, Jolteon, and Mawile. And then,
I
of
think
course,
I've only seen Shinx and Alolan Grimer now that you mention it, actually.
I've seen... Yeah, that's pretty much all I've seen every time something hatches out of the 1-stars. Galarian Weezing coming back again as a shiny. I'm okay with already get the shiny, so I really don't need another one anyways. I'm not going to spend the money. Although the Mawile is enticing every now and then.
Especially with the Mega sooner or later. But I mean, like, you can hunt the shiny when the Mega comes out.
Correct. Then we have Tapu Koko and Registeel being a 5-star race. Now, Tapu Koko will be in race from January 25th, which started a little bit earlier than the event actually starts at 10 a.m. and ends on February 1st, which really... I'm not even gonna touch that. February 1st at 10 a.m. local time, which again, I did get my shiny right before it went away, which I was lucky. I did so many raids, and I almost got the extra large candy to do that. Raid still will start appearing on Wednesday, February 1st, which it has its raid hour, of course, at 10 a.m. Until Wednesday, February 8th at 10 a.m. local time. Raid still caught during this event will know the charge attack Zap Cannon. And during the Megas, we had the Mega Gengar during the times of Shining Tapu Koko, or Shining Tapu Koko release. And then the Mega Aerodactyl is back in raids now, thanks to Registeel. I don't know why that correlates to the other one, but we'll see. I know the Gengar uses a poison type and all that, but Mega Aerodactyl, I have no idea why.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but I mean, like, it is probably one of the most usable Megas. So I don't hate it, but it is kind of strange.
That's true.
Give us Altaria!
Please! Anyways.
Please!
My man needs the extra...
I'm sweating out here. I just need one raid.
We also have rotations of Mega Energy in the wilds. I think it's Slowbro Mega Energy out there, so I don't know, maybe Altaria is out there. I have to do some research.
I've seen a lot of Aggron. That's the one I keep seeing.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The following Pokemons will also be hatching from 7KX through the event timing. Alolan Sandshrew, Skarmory, Blitzel, Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, Heliotip, and Dedenne. It's a good pool, but again, you're just mostly doing it for the extra large candy and some of these things, and the chance of the shinies, of course.
So they did officially make it, at least for this event, that Helioptile from eggs can have a higher chance than in the wild? That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's what it says. Heliotip hatch from this eggs will have a greater chance of being shiny Pokemon than Heliotip found in the wild. Now, the only reason why I really don't want to talk about it is because the last few times they say that, the rates are horrible. So...
Yeah, I mean, like, they could literally raise it from, 1 out of 100 to... 2 shiny chances out of 100,
yeah,
which doesn't exactly mean 1 out of 50.
You also have to count into the fact that a lot of the Pokemons that are in the pool too will actually be, can be hatching from it. So even if you get a less like technically a higher chance of encountering the shiny, you're still competing with literally the entire 7 pool right there. So
Yeah, if it was like 3 Pokemon, I think it's a lot better to be rolling the dice on this one. But yeah, the pool is way too big. You're right.
so, and Drowsy finally got to me. So, with that being said, of course, it's okay. I mean, if you want to go for it, that's fine. But yeah, I would suggest just save your passes and your incubators for just something more enticing at this point. Field research stats will have encounters with Boltor, Hisu and Boltor, Plusle, Minun, and Molga, and Helitype. Luckily enough, I have not seen the Plusle or Minun.
I have.
I do not want to know. And then Hisu and Boltor are the only ones that technically get. Every now and then I get a Helitype one, so that's hasn't been too bad. I did get an Emolga one, and I was like, what is this one? And then when Emolga came out, I was like, well, that was the worst 3-kilometer walk in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. However, the event is not over because as of today, February 1st, actually right at midnight of the 31st, a Team Go Rocket takeover is back. Giovanni is back once again to wreak havoc, and this time he is bringing a powerful trash can.
Oh my gosh.
Wednesday, February 1st at 12 a.m. to Sunday, February 5th at basically midnight local time. Save Shadow Registeel. So if you really think that Registeel was going to be strong, a lot of people are saying that probably it's not going to be that incredible. I mean, you are getting it technically from a wild spawn, so that's pretty cool. You can probably purify it and get a better one, but however that case may be. Any thoughts?
I mean, part of what makes Registeel so good is how like chunky he is.
Mm-hmm.
But he is very spammy, so I'm kind of surprised people aren't, more excited about it. I think out of all the Reggies, he's definitely the most viable, though.
He is an interesting one, to say the least. So I will see how it goes in the end of the day.
Yeah, I don't see how many people are going to choose the Shadow over the regular one for this one.
Well, the only problem, I mean, we know that the tankiness of Registeel is basically what makes it the best out of all the Pokemon in the Great League and the Ultra League at that point. So taking away this advantage that it usually has from the 20% decrease in defense thanks to the being Shadow really doesn't put it up there. But you never know. You can still get a good one depending on how you look at it at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's Registeel. Oh, and I just got a tiny Pelletil from a research. Here,
nice.
Let me see the animation again. Hold on. Bang. That's actually kind of fun. I don't know why. And he's harder to hit now, too. But yeah, so Registeel now. Before we continue on, because the takeover is going to be a takeover, we kind of already know most of the details anyways. This is the start, of course, of the Regis being Giovanni. Now, we only get Giovanni every 3 months on a takeover, just like this one. So we know that the next one is probably going to be either Regis Ice or Regis Rock. A lot of people are saying they just go ahead and save your Super Rocket Radars, because if we're getting to this point in the Hoenn legendaries, I'm pretty sure Groudon, Kyogre will probably be really close in its future coming through. Even Rayquaza, if you think about it. And you can get a lot of better advantages of getting those instead of just the Regis itself.
I feel like the shadows for Kyogre and Groudon just won't be as, worthwhile after the primals, though.
Yeah, that's true.
So you could just skip those out for Ray Ray. But then, you could say the same thing for Ray Ray with the Mega.
It will come to, we'll see how exactly all of this will pan out. If you think about it, if we're going into Reggie territory for the next 9 months, by the time we actually get to either one of Kyogre or Groudon or even Rayquaza at this point, the Hoenn world of Gen 3 will technically be over at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll have our Megas, we'll have our Primals, we'll have everything to go in between. So that's 9 months worth of waiting just to have one opportunity to actually get one of those in the end of the day. So, and that's, of course, if you don't save any of your Super Rocket Raiders. So I'm just going to go ahead and catch them. I really don't mind not having more than one at the end of the day. It's just going to be interesting in relevant metas in that point,
Yeah.
So that it may be. So the Tinko Rocket event will have event bonuses of Tinko Rocket appear more frequently in Pokestop and Balloons, which technically I think is every 3 hours now. You can use a Charge CM to help a Shadow Pokemon forget the Charge move or Chest attack. Frustration. So that is your time. You got a couple of days to go through. Chris, you are on the roll for that. And of course, we'll have brand new leaders with new shiny Pokemons or returning shiny Pokemons for the leaders, which we actually have confirmation of which one they are. Sierra will have Beldum, so you have a chance of shiny Shadow Beldum once again. I think Arlo is having male Nidoran, and Cliff has a Shadow Magnemite as his lineup. So pretty good shinies, I want to say. And at the same time, they're pretty good battle Pokemons if you actually get them in good shiny forms, you know? So very good in that regard. Of course, Metagross being one of the best Shadow Steel types out there anyway. So, and if you get a Hundo of that, that's even better. But there are also in addition to Tinko Rocket Grunts having an extra ability of new Pokemons. Shadow and Vulpix, Boink, Blitzel, and Joltik will be joining the fray of the Shadow World. Banish the Shadow Realms. A lot of people are saying Shadow Alone and Vulpix is actually going to be very viable. Joltik could also be very strong with Galvantula, Shadow Galvantula being out there. You know what I actually got today? I got a Steel type Grunt. And now that I think about it, I don't ever had a Steel type Grunt in my entire life. Or in the
Did you fight it?
Yeah, I fought it. It had Aggron, Aeron, and I don't know, something else in the Steel type category. But
I thought I had Aaron before, but yeah, now that you mention it, I'm not sure.
I think Aaron could also like second in as a Rock type.
Oh yeah, I've had Aaron. Yeah.
But this was the first time that I actually see a Steel type specialist Grunt. Because it actually had like the words, and I never seen those words before. And it's like ready to steal in or do something specifically with my Pokemons or something. That's like,
oh my gosh,
bro! I don't think I ever seen this actual like wording before. And my Pokemons usually they're like already set to be able to battle anything that comes out. It was just a random set of Pokemons that it gave me. So I was like,
that's interesting.
That is new then. That is the very first time we have a Steel type Grunt. It was kind of amazing. I went with Charizard, but then it got destroyed by Aggron. One rock move, pluck. Done. It was like literally plucked from the sky in one charge attack. Anyways, but yeah, that's interesting to say the least. And then we have the 12-kilometer eggs, which of course are the grunts for that. They're really not much of a change. I think they only changed Scarp and being in the pool this time around once again. Still have the same standard line of Larvitar, Absol, Skorupi, Sandal, Scraggy, Ponyard, Volibee, Dino, Pancham, Squirrel, and Salado. And of course, some of them can be shiny. Ponyard being the brand new, or not brand new, but you know, the continuous shiny hunt for a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel like they gotta cut down the pool. That's almost 12 Pokemon for a 12-kilometer egg.
And yeah, and it's kind of hard to say the least that it's just not worth it. It's getting to the point where it's not worth it. Larvitar should probably be already taken out and put into like regular research. Absol has been in so many events that it doesn't even matter at this point having his Mega 2. Scorpy there's no point unless you want to really get the shiny. Ponyard is really the only one you want to go for, and then Salado is just a 12% chance of getting the female anyway, so there's really not much going about that in the end of the day.
Yeah, I just think it needs to get weeded out somehow.
Yeah, Pancham it's not even worth it to be going for the Pancham unless the shiny gets released regardless. So. With that being said, of course, in the field research will also grant or award mysterious components, which I never see in the wild anyway, so there's not really a point to that. So that's the Crackling Voltage event with a Tinko Rocket takeover. So we already are in the halfway point of the event. I want to say that at least the spawns are interesting enough to actually click on a lot of more things anyways. The race can be a little bit more mediocre, but of course we did get Shiny Tapu Koko for a while. Now that Registeel is back in the race, I'm only doing whatever I actually can see or even do in person, unless it's raid hour, but then raid hour's over already. So, but yeah, I'm really not feeling the vibe a lot from this event. So at the end of the day, I guess we'll just give it, I guess I can give it like a 7 out of 10. I think that's fair enough, right?
Yeah, I think I'd give it an 8. Because it has been fun, and even though I'm salty about not getting Tapu Koko, I do think the new shiny hunts has been really good.
Yeah.
Between Helioptile and everything. And I do think it has good quests. Quests are kind of what holds me up.
Yep. That's true. That's true. So, uh, that was the event. If Darcy doesn't want to get me back to sleep, anyways. But anyhow, yeah. Yes, we got a couple more days of this event. Regardless of it, we'll be moving on to what is next in the month of February now. With that being said, of course, we do have a lot to cover when it comes to the actual month of February. We had the dump of news, which is basically the infograph, and then two of the events technically have already been pronounced. Technically, all the events now that I think about it, because we have Community Day No event, which is happening this weekend, and we'll talk about prepping for that event, of course. Then we have the the Go Tour Las Vegas and Go Tour Global. We have the Primal Rumblings, which we'll talk about in just a second, and then the Valentine's Day event, which we'll talk about in just a second. So I think at this point we have every single detail of February. And that's a lot to say when it comes down to it. So let's get into what this actually means. Before we actually get into the full month of February, we'll talk about the one event that everybody is super hype about at the end of the month. Rayquaza emerges ahead of a Hoenn-sized adventure in Primal Rumblings. Chris, how excited are you about this event?
Rayquaza is my favorite Pokemon.
It is. Plus, some mega legendaries are making its way into the foil again. But yeah, so we actually have Rayquaza, Mega Latios, and Mega Latios coming back into raids pretty soon. Now, oodles of the Pokemon first discovered in the Hoenn region, including Primal Groudon and Primal Groudon, will make an appearance during the Pokemon Go Hoenn Global. So take the opportunity to stock up on catching supplies and familiarize yourself with some returning friends during the Primal Rumbling event. This event is happening from Wednesday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. to Friday, February 24th at 10 p.m. local time. So this is actually happening only for 3 days, technically. But at the same time, it will be right before the global Go Tour in the end of the day. So it's basically preparing us for the actual day. The following wild encounters will be, of course, the Trico, Torchic, Marchkip, Wurmple, Wishmer, Numel, and Barboach, which all can be shiny. And some traders might even encounter the following: Grubile, Combusken, and Marshtomp, and Absol. Now, when this infograph or blog post came around the very first time, Niantic Cat had his moment once again in the sunshine, as Groudon, Combusken, and Marshtomp were being introduced as shiny, and everybody who actually might start making videos, unless they actually waited maybe an hour after the blog post was out.
Yup, they couldn't wait.
They thought that we were going to get those, and of course it was a mistake from Niantic once again. So Niantic Cat making his rounds, just like always. I think they're listening to us. I think they think the Niantic Cat is a real thing over there.
Yeah.
Absol can be a shiny boosted, of course, so regardless of it. But, stock up on your candy. Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip have 3 Mega Evolutions that are super powerful, super good. So make sure you stock up on
Mudkip.
Yeah, and make sure you stock up on that extra large candy, because you will need it. I definitely do need it. The event bonuses for this, it will be 2 times experience for evolving Pokemon. Shout out to the Evolving Times.
I was gonna say, who evolves Pokemon anymore?
I know, right? Brand new Pokemon, probably. The following Pokemon will appear in raids. Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip will appear in 1-star raids. Grubile, Combusken, and Marshtomp will appear in 3-star raids. 5-star raids, Rayquaza, making its grand return. And then Mega raids will have Latios and Latias Megas. So this is actually pretty good, but you also have to think the Latios and Latias are very, very, very hard to take down unless you have a really good counter team with whoever you're doing it with. So
yeah, they're chunky.
So keep in mind, in the end of the day, I may go for a little extra candy here and there, but I definitely need to go for the Rayquaza because I need my Hondo.
Yeah, Rayquaza's OP. I might just do 1 Latios.
Just for the extra large, or the Mega Evolve candy, or AG?
I mean, I still need a Hondo for Latios. I'm good on Latios.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get both of them before the Megas came out, so I was actually like, okay, I'll take those, I guess. So I have my even level 3 and everything already, so they're good to go.
Baby.
However, Rayquaza doesn't come back with just its wits and tails when it comes down to it, because it will also have another special attack. Rayquaza encountered race during Wednesday, February 22nd to Wednesday, March 1st. So here's the best part about it. If you thought Rayquaza was only going to be here for 3 days, that is not the case. Rayquaza is actually staying all the way into March 1st. Of course, the weekend of the global will actually take away from encountering it, but at the same time, you'll actually be able to encounter a Rayquaza throughout the event of the month, or the end of the month in that regard. But at the same time, we'll also have the no charge move of Breaking Swipe. Given the ability of 50 power in trainer battles, this move decreases your opponent's attack stat when used, and gyms and raids has a 35 power ability. It is a dragon move, so it is staff. Chris, I believe we actually have a brand new strong master Pokemon out of their hands.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking it's kind of like Dragon Claw in its own way. And if Rayquaza had Dragon Claw, I think it would be very, very strong in the Master League.
Yeah.
With Breaking Swipe, I'm very curious how it's going to perform, because I feel like it almost needs 2 dragon moves, which means it is a sitting duck against any fairy.
Well, we also have to think, and of course any Ice-type Pokemon, but I also have to think that he has not gotten his signature move just yet, which is Dragon Ascent.
Yeah, when he gets Dragon Ascent, maybe Breaking Swipe with that.
Yeah, Dragon Ascent is a flying type move, which Rayquaza stab move anyway, so regardless of how it is, you still are going to have an interesting typing when it comes out to it. Now, of course, in some metas, Ancient Power and I don't know what's the other move that he has, Outrage will probably be more outclassed when it comes down to it. Ancient Power is still pretty good regardless of it, but once the Mega comes out, I think this is going to be a monster, regardless of how you look at it.
Yeah, I'm very excited. They're giving him a little bit of bait potentiality.
We definitely will see how it actually pans out in the future, but we definitely are excited for Rayquaza's inevitable return. If I really think about it, I did go hard on Rayquaza, and I have 399 extra large candies ready to go for a Mega, for a Hundo if I ever get it at that point, Raimundo with Latinos and Latinas is a taco party. It's not Tuesday, Wednesday though. But yeah, so field research stacks of the Hoenn team. Home team field teacher stacks will be available. Complete the research stacks to earn items that will help you prepare for the Go Tour Hoenn Global Collection Challenge. They will have, of course, complete the Evolution Team Collection Challenge to receive Ultra Boost and Rocket Raiders. That's actually pretty good. And then stickers. And that's pretty much it for that. I'm really excited about this one. Definitely going to have our fill of Hoenn team events from that point of the in-person Las Vegas event until the end of the month.
Dude, it's like an after party. Let's go.
We're gonna be like, if you ever think you're gonna have money this month, don't, because you're not gonna have money this month at all.
Yeah. They waited to get raised, so they knew they'd have an extra paycheck. Let's go.
God. I don't even want to think about that one. But anyways, yeah. So I'm very excited. Just having Rayquaza back in raids is just one of the things. Everybody's super excited about this. Anything for you to add?
Bring your ice types. It definitely looks like fun though. I really do like that. Obviously, nothing compared to the stuff we're gonna be having in Vegas, but I mean in-person events are always pretty wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rayquaza, he's definitely the highlight there.
Yeah, and it's still kind of interesting how they're really going to pan out Rayquaza for the Las Vegas event, since it's part of the whole index, and we have to complete our whole index somehow. So I'm still thinking that he's going to be like a good chunk of in-person raid in the end of the day, or an ability to get at least a good one at the end of the day. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, that is the event. But we have more. Chris, how about you talk about the next one?
All right. For all those lovebirds out there, Charm is in the air, and we're going to be celebrating Pokemon Go's Valentine's Day 2023 event with Love Disc, limited research day, and more. Oh my gosh, yeah. They kind of scare any PvPer when they say Charm is in the air. I'll be real.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the picture shows two very prominent Pokemon, and after seeing Shiny Tapu Koko released, seeing Tapu Lele on the picture gives you a little idea of what the next Tapu that we're going to be able to raid is,
Hint, hint.
and a certain new Mega that is going to excite a lot of people, Mega Gardevoir.
Mega Gardevoir is now part of the Valentine's Day event. I'm kind of happy about that. I do have a hundo, so I'm ready to go. But
I don't think I do.
just how it portrays this fairy psychic type powerhouse is going to make its ways into even the Master League at this point, regardless of how you look at it. However, you'll be able to encounter Shiny Frillish and Shiny Tapu Lele if you're lucky. So when is this starts? Well, this starts on Wednesday, February 8th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, February 14th, which is, of course, the Valentine's Day. Chris is gonna go fly out to Chicago for once.
Oh wow! I mean that is really close to my girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Mega Gardevoir debuts into Pokemon Go. If you're lucky, you can encounter a shiny one. Feature attacks, so Gardevoir and Gallade that are evolved from Kirlia during this event will know his signature move, or I don't know if it's a signature move, but his Community Day move of Synchronoise. Now, as we know, Synchronoise really doesn't do that much for both of them.
Not great.
Not great, but it's still...
It has its place.
Yeah, in some metas. But it is. I'm actually kind of glad the Gallade is also here when it comes down to it. They're not just giving it to Gardevoir in the end of the day. I will be looking for the Hondo male one because I still need that for Gallade once it's inevitable debut into Pokemon Go. We also have event star bonuses, 2 times Stardust from opening gifts, so that's pretty cool. And then lure modules activated during the event will last for 2 hours. If you have the time to really put yourself in a lure for 2 hours, good luck to you.
Yeah. Dear Lord.
We have a time research, lovely wishes. Trainers will be able to branch timed research that gains their wish for bonuses that either award extra experience for catching Pokemon, awards extra candy for catching Pokemon, or increases the daily duration of daily adventure instanced.
Oh no.
So at this point, before we continue on, I feel like there's really no point of getting the extra candy. It's not extra large candy. And the experience, I mean, I guess Chris is looking for that. So
yeah, if I'm still hurting like real bad for XP, I'll probably choose that.
Yeah.
But the other two just seem so much more appetizing, especially if you're level 50. Like, why would you not go candy or adventure incense?
Well, candy can be earned regardless of how you look at it. And then the daily incense, just having that extra time, extra 15 minutes is actually pretty powerful. So I may actually, for the first time of the branching time research, actually help me in my future catchings of the gathering Pokemons. The pad you choose will determine which bonuses and tasks you have for the event. No matter which wish you pick, all trainers who complete wishes will receive items and the opportunity to catch Frillish, which now can be shiny. Shiny Frillish, male and female, can both be encountered as shiny, regardless of how you look for them. A global Valentines challenge. I never read this. Available from Tuesday, February 7th, 12 p.m. To Tuesday, February 14 and at 10 p.m. PST. In celebration of the Valentine's Day, a global challenge will take place throughout the event. Work with other trainers around the world by sending gifts to your friends. If trainers send enough gift, they'll unlock a bonus for all trainers for the remainder of the event. Global challenges will be 3 times transfer candy for the remainder of the event. Global challenge 2, or I guess another bonus, will be 2 times transfer candy XL for trainers 31 and above for the remainder of the event. That's actually pretty cool. And then global challenge goal will be send 100 million gifts in the end. So yeah, that's actually quite fun, right? Chris, your mic is off. Hold on.
What the heck happened? I was just moving my lips.
Sure.
But like, it sounds like a lot, but in all actuality, I mean, that's, 10 million players sending 10 gifts.
Basically.
So Yeah, so like obviously if we send more, we're helping the people that don't send as many gifts. And like there's a lot of days. So like one person can do in 7 days. That's a lot of gifts that one person can send. Is it 20 a day now?
Yeah, you can send 20 gifts,
So
I think.
that's
No, you can
a
send more than that,
hundred
actually.
more.
Yeah, you can send more gifts than that.
Yeah,
I've
that means
definitely
you're
seen more than
sending
20.
more than 140 on your own, like
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah,
So
you're definitely sending a lot of gifts. So this goal can actually be pretty done probably by the very first day if we actually look into it. Just for the reason of that. But if in the end of the day, that's how we send it, just the ability to get 2 times transfer candy or candy XL to actually encounter that, I would suggest just go for it. Just like catch everything and then be ready for the transfer. We're gonna have a lot to transfer before going to anyway. So, form change available. So it looks like Furfro is having its unique hard trim pattern, and of course, Furfro can also be shiny. So if you're looking for that shiny and that style, it is the time to be able to trim it into its beautiful, hardy form. Wild encounters. So the wild encounters Pokemon for the more will appear more frequently in the wild. Also for the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to count in shiny Frillish, which we already talked about. Flabebe with different color flowers will appear in the wild depending on where you are in the world. The red one, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. The blue one will be in Asia Pacific region, and the yellow one will appear in America. So we kind of already knew this. Some traders might even encounter the white flower Flabebe and orange flower Flabebe, no matter where region are you at. So,
I want that white one.
encounters, neither ends. I'm just gonna say neither ends because there's no point of saying in male and female at this point. Skitty, Volby, Luminase, Woobat, Frillish, the Flabebes, Furfuro, and Moral. So that's interesting. And if you're lucky, you might encounter Chansey, Aldino, Alomomola, and the white and orange Flabebe. I may actually go for the hunt of the Hondo Aldino though. So.
Yeah, that is a good one. Like we did mention to each other while we were trading, Mega Audino will be an eventuality.
Eventually. We also have a 7KX shakeup once again. Lickitung, Smoosh, Happiny, Frillish, both male and female, and the Alomomola will be in the 7K egg pool. Chris is not looking forward to Lickitung anymore, so I guess this pool is definitely only for the Frillish at this point.
I love Lickitung.
Yeah, but you don't need extra
Reminder,
life anymore.
Terry.
Terry, come back to us. The following Pokemon will be in Race. Chansey, Sings, Furfuro, and Esper will be in 1-star. 3-star race will have Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Lickitung, Meltan, and Gallade. Okay, well, which unfortunately will not have a shiny chance. 5-star race, we have Shiny, Tapu Lele, Debut. And then the Megas, of course, will be Mega Gardevoir through the remainder of the event. Field Reach stacks are encountered with Pikachu, Eevee, Rolls, Loftus, Hippopotas, Frillish, and Litleo, which is actually pretty cool. And some people
that's busted.
I know, right? Some people may even encounter the following. Chansey, Spinda with the heart pattern, Combi, Aldino, Alomomola, and Moral.
Yeah, that Spinda will be mine this year. Man.
Shiny, Heartbreak, Spinda.
It was like nowhere. You couldn't find it last year. It was horrible.
It is some trainers might even encounter the following. So if you're really looking for it, you gotta go out, brother. Stop staying the 3 stops only. So I'm probably gonna go more for the Aldino, but the Heartbreak thing that's also pretty good to have. It does show a female combi as part of it, so I don't know if it's a guaranteed female combi, but I don't believe so.
I doubt it.
I doubt it, yeah. Avatar items and stickers. So the Frillish Top and the Frillish glasses will also be part of the event. So that's pretty cool, blue and pink. That could be a good way to celebrate a gender reveal, I guess. And then we have their stickers, which they look pretty cool. Gardevoir, Furfuro, and even the Frillish are part of it. However, that is not all, because love this limited research day, which we hinted way back in, I don't know, the last update. Saturday, February 11th from 2 to 5 p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon, of course, will be Loftus, and you have a increased chance of encountering Shiny Loftus. I don't think I have a Shiny Loftus, though. Do you have one?
I do. I think I have 2 of them, too, so I'm not super excited.
I have the Hondo. That much I know I have. It's like, there's no point of
Mega Loftus.
Here we go. The wild encounters for this part of the event on this day will be Slowpoke, Lickitung, Miltank, Lillipup, Phoebus, Spritzy, and Formantis.
All my homies hate Phoebus.
even reversal at this point. Shout out to that man. Some traders may even encounter the following of the Alomola kind. Spritzy is also
Spritzy's really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spritzy.
we both said it at the same time. That's funny.
he is a more like harder one to find anyway, so it is good to actually see the ability to check for one in the end of the day. So that's pretty cool. And that is it. That is the Valentine's Day event.
I love it. It looks awesome, honestly.
I mean, you should love it because it's all about love, you know. So
Share the love.
yeah, but still pretty good to say the least. That it seems like a pack event. Just the ability to even get a few new shinies here and there, and a new mega, and a new shiny tapu. I think will be
Shapu.
Well, I think we'll actually make it a little more than what we have seen in previous love events. So it is how it is. And then, of course, we did get a full-on infograph of what is going on in the month of February, which actually at this point we probably talked about everything. However, there's a few things here that has not been mentioned. We do know that the 5-star rates are going to be as follow. Registeel from February 1st to the 8th. Tapu Lele, February 8th to the 15th. Regirock will be from the 15th to the 22nd, and it will know the attack Earthquake. Interesting enough.
That's cool.
Rayquaza, which we know will have Breaking Swap from February 22nd to the 1st. Starts and ends, of course, at 10 a.m. local time. So, again, Rayquaza will stay for a little longer than usual. The Megas, Mega Gengar from February 1st to the 8th, which we already have. Gardevoir from the 8th to the 15th. Mega Pidgeot makes a little bit of a return. And Mega Latios and Latias through whether Rayquaza comes back. Of course, the events, the Crackly Ultras event is happening as we speak. February Community Day, which is Noibet, happening on the 5th. Valentine's Day event, which we from the 8th to the 14th. Love This Limited Research, the 11th. Go Battle Day Vulpix will be part of February 12th, so that's a jam-packed week for sure. The Primal Ramblings, which we talked about, and the Go Tour Hoenn Global will be happening from the 25th to the 26th. It is a jam-packed month, I can tell you that much. We also have, of course, the Gold Tour happening 2 weekends from now, I think, right? Yeah, 3 weekends.
That's right.
3 weekends from now. Yeah, that we'll call it like that.
Math is hard right now.
I know, right? Which, of course, will feature the primals, the Access forums, and all in between. Richest Breakthroughs is unchanged, so you'll be getting a lot of those still. The live event happening on the 18 and 19.
I've gotten so many Galarian Mr. Mimes, but none of them were shiny.
I know, right?
And Furfru.
Right. Raid hours. We just got Registeel Raid Hour on February 1st. Tapu Lele Raid Hour on the 8th. Regirock on the 15th. And Rayquaza on the 22nd. I'm going to go ham for that one.
Yeah, Ray. I'd
Ray.
be surprised if we aren't at like 20 every single raid.
I know, right? Spotlight Hour. So this is actually interesting because the very first Spotlight Hour happening on February 7th is going to be Peachy with 2 times experience for evolving Pokemon. What a throwback, right?
Some people really like Pidgey. They were celebrating when they finally saw him in the wild again.
I know, right? It's like, I can see a Pidgey!
It's been so long.
It's been so long, dude. It felt like forever. But yeah, PG is back. I don't know why, but PG is just the best event of this entire month. Anyways, Woobat will also be part of February 14th's Spotlight Hour with 2 times Stardust for catching Pokemons. Jigglypuff, 2 times experience for catching Pokemon on the 21st. That is Chris's way of encounter every single Jigglypuff. And then Slackoff. 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. So a lot of catching in this one, except for the evolution with PG. So that is the month of February. I think we actually have everything that we wanted to talk about for February. That's crazy. Now, what are we going to do for the rest of the month? Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Right.
We ain't got no events. But yeah, so that's pretty cool, to say the least. And then we have a little extra details on the Global Gold Tour, which we didn't cover last week, but we definitely are covering it now because it is information that a lot of people can sell. Latios and Latias, of course, will be in the wild and take a snapshot for encounter an additional one. in the global Halloween tour. Shiny Jirachi will feature in the Master War Research, will be available in the shop, for $4.99 if you want to get it. Pikachu wearing the Brandon hat on the right, and then Pikachu wearing the May bow on the left will be appearing in the wild throughout the event.
I love those.
That's actually a pretty good ones. I like them. And of course, Hoenn is still a pretty popular region anyway. So,
Yeah, my favorite.
yeah, all trainers will be able to pick between Ruby and Sapphire badges. The team will change some of your Pokemon's wall encounters. This is basically similar of what we're actually gonna see in the live event, anyways. The Primal Search Groudon spawns will have Plusle, Volby, Trapinch, Solrock, and the Sunny Castform. And then the Primal Search for Kyogre spawns will have Minun, Illumis, Whelmer, Lunatone, and then Rainy Form, Castform. And then the Wild Spawn is basically just everything in the Hoenn region. So,
Oh my god.
in different biomes, of course, but if you really do want to go through those, I feel like at this point we probably covered them. It's essentially in the last week, month that information has been wide. So you gotta love when Niantic just go ahead and puts in information of new stuff happening in the events, but all they do is just add to the blog post that you have to search for in the end of the day. So, but thank you to Pokemon Go Hubs for this infographic in the end of the day. So. That is how it is. Now, we, of course, are having Community Day this weekend. Noibat, the mysterious flying Pokemon, it's a dragon type. What is the prep that you're looking for this, Chris? Although you probably be working anyways.
No, I'll actually be off February 5th. That's when my new schedule starts. So I will be playing it, but I will be in Orlando. I'm sorry to say.
I don't like it.
Oh my gosh. I'm very excited. My prep would be, if you aren't already, make sure you are pineapping every single spawn, because this is a 400 candy evolution. Don't forget the typing. It is not a dragon type. It is a pure flying type when you catch it. So Pidgeot and Aerodactyl, correct? I think those are the only flying types.
No, he's a dragon.
Latias? No, he should, or is he a flying dragon type?
He's a flying dragon.
Okay. So what I was thinking of is he's one of the few Pokemon that has the flying background.
Yes.
Because there aren't many Pokemon that have flying as
no,
the
but
quote
in one of
primary.
the weather trios, yeah, only has them.
Yeah. So whatever Mega you use, just make sure it's a dragon or a flying type. My apologies.
Well, I think at this point the best one will probably just be Salamence.
Salamence, yeah, better safe than sorry.
Well, I mean, whatever dragons you already have, if you have any one of them being already level 3, that's still pretty good anyway. So I would still recommend Mega Evolve just a dragon type, even if the case. Even Charizard, Mega Charizard X can help you there. So
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one to get for a lot of people.
yeah. So anything else, prep wise? Stock
No,
up. Just stock up on Pokeballs.
Yeah, it's pretty much all you can do.
Well, I mean, just like any other community day, it is mostly just about the extra large candy and candy. Noibat and Noivern really aren't going to be that much of a relevance in a lot of different competitive formats in PvP or anything regardless. Unless it's a specific meta. So it will shine, it will have its moment to shine, of course. And don't forget to evolve.
Oh my gosh. It almost feels like a pun since it's a community day.
And then just real quick, I actually wanted to mention a few things that it's probably best to do for the game. First and foremost, the game's last update has actually broken the game a little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit,
joking.
yeah, right. When you go into a raid, you have a lot of problems. So we have the second charge move not even charging up. You can't even see what Pokemon is next whenever it gets knocked out. It's just been difficult for a lot of people when they're actually doing their raids and things like that. Also, the storage and images and Pokemon storage and all that stuff are actually being a little bit glitchy here and there. Don't try to search for a lot of Pokemon at once. It will just never have the Pokemon appear on screen. A lot has been going on. It looks like Niantic is trying to get a fix pretty soon, but that's not going to happen until probably before the Valentine's Day event happens. So one thing that I do recommend for anybody who actually is experiencing these types of problems, of course, we can't really do anything about the raids, But when it comes to just some images in here and there, go to your settings in Pokemon Go. First and foremost, I will actually want everybody to go and go to the advanced settings and download all the assets the Pokemon Go has. It keeps on updating every single time, so just try to keep on updating all the assets, because that will actually help the game run smoothly as you can. And then right after you finish downloading all the assets, I would suggest do a refresh game data, so that way at least it refreshes whatever the game has, catch information, inconsistent gameplay, and things like that. So just give it a refresh, a good refresh. You may have to toggle the thing with AR once again afterwards. But regardless, that is still will help you in the future for how the game runs in your phone. So that way your phone doesn't actually just rely on the server itself, and it can actually run with your power, how powerful your phone can actually be in that regard. So that's actually my tip, and of course we know that the game has been broken, so everybody's just complaining about it at this point. So yeah, but then let's get into sipping PvP. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. GBL, what format are we at right now?
Oh my gosh, I was playing last week, but I've not been paying attention this week. I'll be real.
Right.
Electric Cup, holy cow, and Great League.
One thing to know about the Electric Cup is that there were some emergency bannings to that cup. As for what we
Tell
know.
me about it. What was it?
The very first emergency ban was actually from Luxray and its hidden power move ground type.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, so they banned Luxray from the cup entirely because they don't
For
want
Luxray.
anybody. Yeah, they also ban the little bug Pokemon.
Vikavolt?
Vikavolt, yeah.
Yeah, because it had a mud. I believe it had a mud slap.
Mudslap, yeah, and even Helioptile is also being banned in the meta. So I'm not entirely sure why that one's there in the end of the day. There it is. Oh hey,
they're so mean.
I actually remember what I was talking about the grunt being a steel type. Here it is,
Yeah.
a steel type grunt. You're no match for my Iron Will. I have never seen that.
Oh
before.
my gosh!
That actually, I'm kind of happy about that.
I got psychic.
Okay. Well, while we do that, of course, the GBL format is there, so make sure you, if you want to do it, of course. We actually have 1 month left. Actually, no, 2 months, right? 2 months in the season. Yeah, because March is technically the end of the month, the end of the season. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say all of February still counts for a month. So
Yeah. So it just keep an eye that you still have 2 months before you actually get destroyed in the metas. Anyways, and then we got a factions update. So Chris and I, we are finally back from our little break, our benching moments, and we actually did pretty good this
Or timeout.
This
No, I'm
week.
joking.
this last week. So I actually I'm kind of happy about it. I definitely was going against an opponent that was a little too happy about his flyers. And my best bet was actually have Blaziken with Stone Edge, which is a legacy move for Blaziken. So Mega Blaziken actually did some work because my opponent was not expecting a Stone Edge to destroy his Togekiss right in the first battle. And
Dude.
then
I'm so glad you were able to do that.
yeah, I was happy about it. This time around looks like to be a little bit different, but I believe I do have some play in some of them. We'll see how it goes when it comes down to it. And yeah, I went 2-1, so that's actually pretty good. What about you, Chris? What you got?
My opponent's team this week was very anti-Regirock on the first week I brought Regirock. So that was very interesting to me. But I only brought Regirock one battle, and that's the one battle I lost. So,
Oh, there you go.
so yeah, I won the first one. Regirock came in and he was just not having a fun time. So I was like, okay, fine, I won't bring Regirock. And then I was able to get that last match. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I meant to switch my team before this week's bout started. But yeah, I'm excited to learn Regirock a little bit better this week, hopefully, because I just couldn't bring him last week at all.
It was just a dead sentence every time it's been brought.
Oh yeah, it was. Hey, here's a free farm down for you, buddy.
Well, however they may be, Still pretty good. So we actually won this last week. So we are now well into the next week. We gotta schedule our battles, of course. I gotta think about a few things here and
Yeah,
there.
same.
So yeah, yes, let it be. I guess let it be. Let it be.
Let it be.
Let it be. With that being said, of course, is there anything else that we gotta cover there, Chris?
Not that I can think of. I think we did a very good job.
Yes, I think we have everything sorted out as far as it is. I don't think the miners also have anything to say these days. I know they're still hard at work. And the last few things that I've seen in the miners are a couple of megas that are soon to be released. So we'll talk about that when the time does come. So it is how it is. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it as always. You can always check us out on our podcast feeds if you want to listen to us rant about the type of game that we play every single day. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many places to be. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. Our socials being Purified Podcast, Pure Let It Go, and Pokemon Trigger Please. So that is PKMN Trigger Please with a C at the end. You can always email us anything to the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com if you want to talk to us or send us any cool stuff that you may have gotten. Join our Discord. We are always active. If you want to talk to us, you can just go ahead and shout it out. And regardless of it, we'll always be there.
Or flex on us.
Flex on us. Yeah, that's all we really want. Just flex all the shinies that we don't have.
Oh my.
And don't forget to check us out at the the purifiedpodcast.com, the Professor Network. So, with that being said, Chris, we are only a few more weeks to Go Fest Las Vegas. We're going to have so much fun. It's going to be an interesting weekend. So take it away. Take us away for the night.
Yeah, actually, a really good segue. I was going to tell people if you are going to Pokemon Las Vegas Hoenn Tour, feel free to reach out if you guys want to meet up, take a photo, maybe trade some regionals with us if you live somewhere that we can't get them. But yeah, we hope to see you guys there. Hope you guys that can't make it are still catching fun Pokemon, having fun in the game, and just having all around fun. We'll catch you guys next week, and hopefully we can talk about the news a little bit more in depth and give you guys an accurate description of how this event went. I think it's going great so far, though. But yeah, see you guys next week. Peace out.
Keep purifying them, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time.